Long ago, the nation of Israel drifted far away from God. Instead of worshiping the Lord who had rescued them and blessed them for generations, many people began worshiping Baal, a false god. This happened because King Ahab, one of Israel's most wicked kings, and his wife, Queen Jezebel, encouraged idol worship throughout the land. They even tried to silence God's prophets. The people were confused and divided, no longer fully trusting the Lord, but God had a faithful prophet named Elijah. Elijah was fearless because he knew that the Lord was the only true God. God sent Elijah to confront King Ahab and call the people back to him. One day, Elijah told King Ahab to gather all the people of Israel and the 450 prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. A great crowd assembled, wondering what would happen. Elijah stepped forward and said to the people, "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, then follow him." The people stood silently, unsure of what to say. Then Elijah proposed a challenge. "Bring 2 bulls. Let the prophets of Baal prepare one, and I will prepare the other. We will place each sacrifice on an altar, but we will not light the fire. Then we will pray. The God who answers by sending fire from heaven will be recognized as the true God." The people agreed that it was a fair test. The prophets of Baal went first. They carefully prepared their altar and placed the sacrifice on it. From early morning they cried out, "Baal, answer us. Baal, hear our prayer." They danced around the altar and shouted with all their strength, but nothing happened. There was no voice, no answer, and no fire. As the hours passed, Elijah said, "Shout louder. Perhaps your God is deep in thought. Maybe he is traveling. Perhaps he is sleeping and needs to be awakened." The prophets shouted even louder. They danced wildly and continued until evening, but the sky remained silent. Their altar stood cold and lifeless. Then Elijah called all the people to come closer. He repaired the broken altar of the Lord using 12 stones, representing the 12 tribes of Israel. He carefully arranged the wood and placed the sacrifice on top. Next, Elijah dug a trench around the altar. Then he instructed the people to pour large jars of water over the sacrifice. They poured water once. Then Elijah said, "Do it again." They obeyed. He said, "Do it a 3rd time." Soon the sacrifice, the wood, and the altar were completely soaked, and the trench overflowed with water. As evening approached, Elijah quietly stepped forward and prayed, "Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let everyone know today that you are the true God and that I am your servant. Answer me, Lord, so these people will turn their hearts back to you." The moment Elijah finished praying, fire from heaven came crashing down. It burned the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even the dust. It completely dried up every drop of water in the trench. The miracle left everyone speechless. When the people saw what had happened, they immediately fell to the ground in worship. They cried with one voice, "The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God." On that day, everyone witnessed the unmatched power of the living God. Baal had no power to answer because he was only a false idol, but the Lord answered his faithful servant with fire from heaven. Elijah's courage reminds us that even if we stand alone, we should never stop trusting God. He is faithful, powerful, and always keeps his promises. When we put our faith in him, he can do what no one else can. The story of Elijah on Mount Carmel teaches us to reject false idols, remain faithful to God, and boldly stand for the truth. No matter how difficult life becomes, we can confidently declare, "The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God." Bible reference: 1 Kings 18:16-39.